week's guest, Jere. Mark.
Hi, thanks for having me. Um, Thanks for having me. My name's Mark Jere Jr., the CEO of the Markfords collection. Um, I was born in Chipata, I think back in 1994. Then started my education in Kapiri, I think in grade one. Then went to Serenja Boys. Yeah, then from there went to the Copper Belt, Kitwe. That's where I did my grade 12. And 2014, I went to Evenhorn where I did radiography and got my first job with Bedcare Hospital where I worked for 2 years before I started full-time business. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I started my business way back in 2013 after I completed my grade 12. I used to work. I used to sell ice cream. Then at some point I was fired. Then yeah, that's how I started my business. So it really didn't start as a business. What happened was I bought like a shoe for myself. I think that was like 25 quarter. Then from there, like people liked the shoe. So I happened to sell the shoe, and more people started liking, my style, the way I used to dress, and all that. So they used to approach me to want to buy my stuff. So I started selling. That was in Kitwe in 2013. Then came to Evenhorn 2014. I used to get clothes from Salaula and resell in school. Yeah, then 2015, 2016, I sold TVs at some point. 2016, I think 2017, somewhere there, tried to sell vehicles at some point. And I think there was a time and people didn't give me money. So I think for a year, I stopped business for a year and just went to look for a job. So in 2017, I got a job with Bedcare Hospital, and the idea of me getting a job was just for me to raise income and start a business. So 2019, that's when I opened my first store in town, Markfords. Then the same year closed because it was a shared store. So the owner told me they wanted their space back. So that's how I opened my first store at the mall. That's Novara Great North Mall. Yeah, and I think 3 months or 2 months after that, opened another store at Lewanika Mall.
How's your experience managing school and business? You mentioned you had studied business before you went to school, even on.
Yeah.
While at school, you're still doing business. How was the experience?
While I was in school, like I think my classes were like I used to have class around 14, sometimes 12. So what I would do early in the morning before going to class, I would pass through Salaola and just pick some stuff for me. Like back then, it wasn't really business. It was just me buying stuff for myself, and then people got to like what I was buying, and I got to sell them. So it wasn't really business. But I think there was a point that I started being more serious with the business when I had a lot of customers and started ordering shoes and everything to just resell. But I think the experience was I used to manage. I used to have time to study and time to do myself.
So, starting this Markford
Yeah.
uh, business, you said it was all about your style, people liking your style
Yeah.
and whatnot. And even in school, while you were doing it, you never really considered it as a business. So,
Yeah.
what struck you? What made you realize that you can actually earn a living out of this?
Well, I think the money when I started making more money, and I think in my first year actually, should be first year, first term, I stopped getting money from my parents. Like I never, from that point, I never got any money from them. I started supporting myself. So from there, I saw like I could make money doing this. So I started developing myself as a business person. Yeah.
Okay. So you had highlighted that at some point
Yeah.
you were working for an ice cream shop and then
Yeah.
got fired. Would you like to share that story?
Yeah, so I was working for this boss, very good boss back then. But I used to do all I could do, but it was a bit maybe paranoid, and I got frustrated at some point, so I stopped taking the job very serious. So I think I wasn't at the workplace for like an hour or two, and it was there waiting for me. So he just ended up firing me. But after that, that's when I realized that I could, sell. From there, that's when I started my business. So it was a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
So, as a CEO now,
Yeah.
what advice would you give yourself as an employer then?
As an employer. I don't know. No advice at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned you had a lapse at some point where you had given out so much products and people
Yeah.
weren't able to pay back to you. What really drove to that? Was it because you trusted people so much?
Yeah, I think it's all because of trust. And I think one of my biggest problems or weakness is sometimes I think people are going to treat me the way I treat them. Kind of like, for me, I know if I get something from someone, I definitely pay them. So I thought like that was the same for everyone. And the time I started having big people, lecturers, and all that as my supporting my business, so I was excited. I was like, these are grown-ups. I'll probably won't have an issue. So so when they say no, I want a shoe, I want a shirt, I would just give out without thinking twice about it. And when I completed, I wanted to open a business. I wanted to buy an ultrasound machine with a friend of mine. Uh, so we said we're going to put monies together. So part of the monies was the businesses that I did. Yeah, but what happened was people didn't give me the money. So I had like a whole lot of money, just saying, oh, this one, this gives me, this
So
guy
then you
gives
just
me.
moved
Yeah.
on from that point.
Yeah, and been in business, I've moved, I've forgotten about a lot of people that owe me. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that owe me a lot of money. Yeah, but I forgot about that, and always been thinking, how can I raise, capital to just, start a new business. And, now how can I be more serious and, don't give a lot of things on credit. Yeah, so I think I learned a lot of lessons from there, and I think it helped me now build this business, because I think that was just a learning process.
So 2019, you said you reached a big stage, opened up a store, studied it on this nice stage. By the way,
Yeah,
your store looks so good.
thank you. Yeah.
Yes, 2019, this is on 2021. How has it been for you? How many employees do you have so far?
Uh, so far, I have 8, including me. I'm an employee as well. Yes, I have 8, and well, it's been good. And like growing up, when I go to the mall, always wanted to. I always wanted to have a store at the mall. So like that was my dream, to have a store at the mall. But I think I didn't really think it's going to be this fast, because I thought I needed a lot of money and all that. But when I was in town at the store where I just shared part of it, and the owner told me they needed their space back. It kind of made me think, let me try the mall maybe. So when we started actually at the mall, the first store, it's actually bigger than this one. We had just a few stock. It wasn't as nice as it looks now. Yeah. So, but we started, and we've pushed now. We have a lot of stock, but it wasn't the way it is. Yeah.
Talking about stock, in the COVID-19 era, when it just hit, a lot of people into clothing and different other businesses were hit badly because they rely so much on stock, getting their stock outside the country. So
Yeah.
how did you go through that process?
Yeah, that was a bit hard, and I remember like for like 2 or 3 months. difficult for us to get stock from outside. But I think as soon as they opened the borders, we had a bit of some money saved up, and I traveled out to get stock. So yeah, it was a bit difficult, but we started our business when the borders were closed and everything. After I just made my first trip, and then the borders were closed and all that. But we pulled through. We managed to build the first business, and from the first business, we managed to raise enough funds in less than 3 months to open up the second store.
So you only have 2 stores at the moment?
Yeah, 2 stores at the moment.
Any plans for other towns in Zambia, other provinces?
Well, I think for me, business-wise, I let the business do the talking, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think if there's demand for our goods in other parts of the country, yeah, I think we'll be more than happy to open up stores there.
Do you think you're selling yourself enough to other parts of the country?
Yeah, we do because we do delivery. We do deliver countrywide, and from time to time we have a lot of customers from outside Lusaka that we deliver to. So yeah, I think so far the response is good.
The clothing business is one that has so much going on. So many people are into it. Some don't even have stores; they're just online stores and whatnot. So how do you keep yourself relevant?
I think for me, I've been building myself as a business person, as a salesperson. I think for the past 8 years. Yeah. So in spite of many people that are doing the same business, I think there's that uniqueness that we bring in the game, and I think we still stay relevant. Yeah, because there's that uniqueness, and mostly my focus on clothes is I know quality clothes. Yeah, so uh, people that know quality clothes, I think most of our clients are the people that look for quality clothes. So yeah, I think we've been able to survive like that.
Talking about quality
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot, have you ever had an experience where you order some things and then there's just that one product that disappoints you, and then you never notice a client comes, Mark, this thing you got me.
yeah.
Have you ever had such experience?
I've had such experiences, not many, but I think we've had such
So how have you
experience.
dealt with it?
I think for me, business is more like the relationship that you build with the customer. So I think we don't only sell, we try to build that relationship with the customer. So even when they come back, what we do is we might offer them, something different, or maybe the same item. Say no, you can try on this one. But if they insist, maybe they need their money back, we do that. But we trust our products. Yeah.
Um, Earlier on, you had mentioned that after the entire world was struck by the pandemic, business went down and everything. You guys managed to save up and still got on track when things started stabilizing. So this drives me to the aspect of financial management in terms of young entrepreneur. How has it been for you managing finances, earning so much at a tender age, and everything?
Well, I think we started. I started when I had like 100 kwacha. That was like my first investment